Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We are in the series of online shopping system using ASP.NET. So this is our part 24. In previous video, that is part 23, we have seen how to create a wishlist page where user can add product which he like into the wishlist cart. But in today's video, we are going to see when the user logs in. Okay, at that time the user which added the product the last time before the logout, that product should be visible after the login also. But in today's video we are going to see how to display the wishlist product that has been added before the logout. We have to display that product which was added previously before logout. We have to display it now after the user logs in. Okay, let me show you, then it will be clear to you. Here in browser, I am logged in here as anil@gmail.com. Can see this two product has been added to the wish list because the here image has been changed. Okay, this indicates that these first two product has been added in our wish list cart. Okay, now if you open the wish list, the cart is empty. Why it's so? Let me show you. Now I am adding this product into the wish list. So this product has been added in our wish list cart. So let's check. So it's been present here. Okay. Now when I log out, let's log in again and see whether we are able to find that product in our wish list. You can see here this first three product is been uh, present in our wish list card. So let's see, is there any product in this list? No. That means when the user log out, the wish list is not available. Wishlist product or item is not present in our wishlist card. So how to do that? If you add another product in wish list, then you can find that recently added product in our wishlist card. If we remove it, then it will show us the wishlist is empty. If we add it again and go to here, and if we click here clear wishlist, and then you can find here, then all the product that has been added in our wish list is now been removed, because that wish clear cart functionality, where I've written the code that it will delete all the product from wishlist details table based on the email ID. So based on this email ID, all the product which has been stored in the wishlist details table, it will remove all the data. So it's been now remove all the product from the wishlist details table. So that's why we are not able to see any product inside the wishlist. Okay, so let's do it. How to show the wishlist product after user logs in, and as well as the number of count here starting, that is there is no data is been visible. Means there is when there is no product in wish list, then at least here 0 should be visible, right? And if the number of product changes or added in our wish list according to the this number of label number should also be changed accordingly. Okay, so let's see how to do it. Stop the debugging mode. Now go to the login page. So here add the session wish list items is equal to null. Now after that we have to create a new function and call that function. So we are calling this that function here. Now we need to create that function as well. So after this function field safeguard, we are going to create this function field wish list. So let's see what I have done here. So first of all I have taken here one session with the name wishlist item and set the value as null. After that I have called the newly created function field wishlist function here, and let's see what is the function inside that function. I have taken this function here as private void. Okay, now here inside the function I have taken data table and one data row. Now I am adding the new columns to the data tables, that is serial number, product ID, product name, product image, product description, product price, product category. All these columns I have added inside the data tables. Now only columns are present, no data present inside the data table. So we need to enter data inside the data table, right? So now for data we need to get it from table, right? For before that we need to connect the connection string. Okay, so we need to get a connection string connection from the database. For that we have taken the connection string here. Okay, after that in SQL connection we have provided the connection string. After that we have taken here the query, that is select query, select star from which list details where email is equals to this. In the session name email id is present, so based on email id it will going to display the all the products which is stored in the wishlist details table. So when the user logs in, it will go based on the email which user is login, based on that email it will going to get all the records from the wishlist details table. That means the user which which user has added which product into the wish list details, will going to get all the records based on that. Now for executing we have taken the SQL command, and the command text in the SQL command will be this variable my query, that is this query we taken here. After that I've taken the connection here that is present in this object. After that I have taken the SQL data wrapper class and the select command that is stored in this cmd. Okay, so that is now come to this SQL data adapter class. Now I've taken the data set. Now I've taken the data set. Now all the records that come from this query, after executing this query it will go to store in the data sets. For that we have to call this function fill function. Now here it will check that if the data set tables rows dot count greater than 0, that means if this data set has any rows or data present inside it, then it will going to execute this if part, or it will going to execute the else part. So let's see what is inside the if part. In if part taken the integer I is equal to 0, int variable counter, and the data is coming from data sets with the number of rows present inside the data set will going to store in the variable counter. So I have taken here while loop. Here it will check if I is less than counter, that is the number of rows of count, I is equals to 0, of course, then it will less if any data present in data table, then it will going to execute this while loop. So in while condition I have taken the data rows, so it will create the new rows to the data row. So for the data row of column serial number, it will going to store the value I plus 1, the value I, that is 0 starting, that is 0 plus 1 1. So it will going to store at 1 starting, and it will change accordingly when it will loop in the while loop. So in serial number it will going to store this value, and in for the product ID columns we are going to store from data from this product ID column, which is going to come from data sets. And for the product name, going to come from product name, product image come from product image. Same for product description, product price, product category. Now after all the data uh, has been stored this column, now we need to add this data rows to this data table rows. After that we have to increment the I variable, that is I plus 1. Starting value of I is equal to 0, then it will going to increment by 1, that means I plus 1. Now I value is 1. Now it will going to again here in while loop, and it will going to check that the now value of I is 1, and the counter, if it is less than 1, then it will not go to in this loop, it will come out of this loop. If it is less, then it will again go to in this loop. Okay, so like that way it will continue till the condition match or not. Okay, so this is in if part, and if in else part, it will going to make this session of wishlist items is equal to null. After that, else part, it will going to store the data table value inside the session wishlist items. So let's save it and run it, and let's see whether we are able to get the records in the wish list after login. And we need to also change the provide the code for number of product present in wish list, that also we need to change here. Can see here this only red dot is we can see, we need to display the number of records that has been stored or present in wish list icon. Okay, so let's add a new product to the wish list. First of all we need to log in. So let's add a new product. Okay, so this product has been added to our cart, our wishlist card. Now let's log out and log in again. Now let's see if we are able to get the previous added this record in the wish list or not. Let's see. So we can find our previous last time added record in here in the wish list. Let's add the new one and see. So it's working now. Now we need to do this functionality for displaying the number of the quantity of product in the label for the wish list, and for the add to cart, it's been already present there. Now we need to change for this wish list. Okay, so let's see. I think that will be in the default master.cs. Yeah, the page load event, it will check, and based on that it will going to display the label data. Okay, so now we need to take another data table from, and inside the data table we are going to get the data from the session. Okay, so let's see how to do it. So I am taking here new data table. Let's stop the debugging mode. After that, first we have taken the data table here with the new object dt2. At previous it was dt, now I've taken the dt2. After that I have taken the session of name wish list items. The value present or data present in this session will going to store in dt2, that is data table. So before that we need to typecast into data table. Now based on the condition that if dt2, if it is not equal to null, that means any data present inside the data table that we have taken now, then it will going to take the number of count. The data present in the data table will going to display in the label 3. Okay, and if it is not present any data or record inside the data table, in else part it will going to display the value as 0. So let's see, is it working? And we need to add one more thing for the okay, let's check first this, is it working or not, then we will do that also. So you can see here starting when there is no product, then it is displaying 0. That means it's working right now. Let's log in and check. Yeah, in wishlist there is 2 product and displaying here. Okay, that's mean this part is completed. Here you can see this product is out of stock. All right, we can't add this product into the cart. Okay, this button is now it's not clickable. We can't add this product to the add to cart page, but this product can be added to the wishlist page. So that functionality we have handled the code. I hope you understand till now this. In next part I am going to add a new page where when the user click on the product, particular product, he will be redirected to the details view page where user can see the details of the product. Okay, okay, let's show you the demo for that. Okay, so we need to stop the previous Visual Studio running in the browser. Now let's run this project browser. and it's saying okay, so I have to close that Visual Studio. Now let's run. Now it should run. Let's see. Yeah, it will, now it will going to run. Okay, let's first log in and then see the details view. In previous we have seen all this part. Okay, now when you hover this mouse on this image, product image, the arrow is changed to hand. Okay, that means you can click on the image. If you click on this image, you will be redirected to a new page, that is product details page. Okay, and here you can find the details of your product, that is the image, product name, the price and the description, and then you can add this product to the cart also. When you hover this product, the behind there is a shadow, you can see. If you click on this add to cart, this product will going to add into the cart. Let's see. Yeah, this product is now added to the cart. So this functionality we are going to see in the next video. If we log out, then we can also view these product details, because the user who has not logged in, they can also see the product without login also. While they are want to add the product to the wish list or add to cart, then they need to require the login. So that's it for today, and we'll see this video in the next part. Thank you for watching.